Here's the latest information we have for you on Hurricane Matthew. The 8 a.m. advisory coming in. Top sustained winds still 120 miles an hour, most of those offshore, but we have seen hurricane force wind gusts at the beaches, in particular around Cape Canaveral. And the movement is to the north-northwest at 13 miles per hour here. Center circulation 45 miles east-southeast Daytona Beach. Hurricane force winds extend outward 60 miles from the center, so that brings those hurricane force wind gusts right to the beaches here. Pressure has come up a little bit, so we do not anticipate this getting any more powerful. Should stay a powerful, a major hurricane, Category 3 status throughout the day today as it parallels the coast. And as it parallels the coast, this is where we'll see those hurricane force wind gusts from Cape Canaveral to Daytona Beach and up towards Jacksonville. Just recently, winds gusting to 67 miles an hour at Daytona Beach, and power is starting to go out in these areas. Jacksonville, we've seen the winds gusting 40 miles an hour, but they'll be on the increase as the system approaches from the south-southeast. Let's go to the radar for you, and we can show you the rainfall around this system. Since midnight, Daytona Beach about 5 inches of rain, so plenty of rain will be falling here right along the first coast and up towards the coast of Georgia and South Carolina. Now here is your eye wall right here, and here's the Cape Canaveral, so the eye wall just brushing these areas. We've seen some reports of some damage here in the Cape Canaveral area because of these winds gusting close to 100 miles per hour. Radars, the Doppler radar does show a large area of winds just offshore of about 120 miles per hour. So that's from the radar. So there's certainly a lot of wind to contend with right along the beaches here. We will see tropical storm force winds and those gusts to hurricane force throughout the morning and afternoon hours as the system pulls to the north. Let's go back to the graphics here for you and talk about our storm surge. This is a huge concern with this system. It always has been. Water rises to the north of that eye as it pulls its way up along and off the coast here. Could see a rise of 6 to 10 feet. These areas shaded in red, Daytona Beach up towards Jacksonville, and right along the coast of Georgia and South Carolina up to about Edisto Beach. There could be a significant inundation water rise here in Charleston after midnight at the time of high tide here. So that could be a huge problem. You could see water rises close to 5 feet or so. So that all depends upon the intensity and the track of Matthew, but it does look like it's going to be a serious concern here right along the coast in South Carolina. That will be later on tonight. And on top of that storm surge, you have these battering waves. So right at the beaches here, these waves will be destructive. You have the power of water. It's very significant here. So there's going to be a lot of devastation right along the immediate coast at the beaches here. And it may take weeks for people to get back into these areas here. It could be uninhabitable as the wave action, the storm surge, and the strong winds buffet these areas. So right along the immediate coast, that's where the most significant impacts will be. And notice, so with time, the rain field really starting to expand here into the Carolinas. 8 to 16 inches of rain, parts of South Carolina and southeast North Carolina. So that's going to be a big problem with flooding too. So flood watches out. They're widespread right along the coast and then extending over here into South Carolina and North Carolina. Future movement of Matthew, well, it parallels the coast today, then it starts to move more north-northeast. Notice it gets very close to the Charleston area, so that's why we're so concerned about that inundation later tonight. And then the system starts to turn eastward and weakens a bit as we take you from Saturday into Sunday, but still a lot of problems here in the Carolinas with that onshore flow and the very heavy rain and the angry seas. And then with time, well, this could move a little bit back to the south in a weaker fashion. But the most immediate concerns right along the Space Coast and the first coast of Florida for today. Hurricane force wind gusts right along the coast and that significant storm surge and the battering waves.